Madam Secretary, congratulations. Good to see you again. I don't know why you would take that demotion from your previous perch, but congratulations to you. Madam Secretary, do you know how much oil was imported from Russia in May or June of last year to the United States?
Congressman, I don't have that
From
figure
Russia.
at the top of my head.
All right, let me make sure I came out of my mouth correctly. Imported to the United States from Russia. So last May and June, it was none. It was zero. And this was during the Trump administration. Do you know how much has been imported for May and projected to be imported for June from Russia?
I don't have that figure on the top of my head.
It was nearly 6 million barrels for the month of May, and it's projected to be in excess of 7 million barrels for the month of June. Russian oil imported to the United States, and this is under the Biden administration compared to Trump administration. It's very baffling to me to see how we're seeing shutdowns, moratoriums, whatever pauses, whatever term you want to use, for production in the United States whenever it does have a big impact on jobs, economy, and we're increasing our reliance upon economies that I wouldn't consider to be friendly. We're also effectively facilitating the construction of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, expanding markets for Russian oil by withdrawing the sanctions, President Biden's withdrawal of sanctions on Russian intelligence operatives that are building the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, so very concerning. But I think you probably know where I'm going to go with my question now, and I want to follow up on Mr. Lamborn's question, and as well as Mr. Huffman's. As you know, there was a court case, and I believe it was June 15th. The judge found that that he effectively withdrew the pause on, or the moratorium on oil and gas production. I want to understand, and today is June 23rd. This was a 44-page decision was issued on the 15th. I heard you say in response to Mr. Lambord, as well as verifying Mr. Huffman's comment, that there still is a pause in place, but to me that seems inconsistent with what the judge ordered. So I just want to better understand the current status within the Department of Interior. Is there a pause right now, or is there not?
We are going to follow the decision of the court, and currently the decision is being reviewed by our solicitor's department and our department and the Department of Justice, and we're going to abide by that decision.
Has anything changed within the department from when that judge issued the decision to today? Are you beginning to move forward on what is it, 257, Lease Sale 257? Have you published in the Federal Register?
No, we have not, to my knowledge, published in the Federal Register.
So what's changed since the decision was made?
What has changed? Well, we're reviewing the decision. We're reviewing the judge's
But it's 44 pages. I mean, it's not, you have a whole legal team, you have a solicitor's office, you have some very talented people, and it's 44 pages. So I want to understand what's changed. The judge said you can't do that it's illegal. So I'm just trying to understand how things have changed.
Thank you, Congressman. I will be happy to make sure that I get you a detailed answer on your question, and we'll be happy to
I'd really appreciate that. This is very important to me, and I know you know that every time this issue would come up when you served on this committee. Very important. Last question I have for you. Last year in my home state, depending on how you want to count, we had somewhere between 5 and 7 storms that pounded coastal Louisiana, resulting in the loss of life, devastation of communities, economy, wiping out areas, and ecological damages, substantial ecological damages to one of the most productive, ecologically productive areas in the coast of the United States. When you stop energy production, you stop the revenue sharing that under our Constitution in Louisiana is committed to hurricane protection, to flood control, and to restoring the coastal ecosystem. What would you say to those people at home that are going to suffer as a result of this decision to stop energy production and stop the investment in the resiliency of those communities?
Congressman, first I would like to just say how sorry I am. I know there's there was the losses that your community has suffered, and I'm extremely sorry for the losses that they have suffered in these terrible weather patterns that are happening because of climate change. So I want you to know that production on existing leases continues. As I've mentioned before, there are millions of acres of leases currently that are moving forward. There's over 8,000 permits to drill that aren't being used as of yet. And so we want to make sure that you know that there is production still happening in this country.
Thank you. And I do want to follow up with you, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yield back, Mr. Chairman.